So I had a meeting at 5 o'clock with him and a couple other people. So the phone gets here. I'm home at 3. And the end of the story is they didn't send me a black phone. They sent me a green one. And when I set everything up, everything crashed.
Jordan, I forgot how
So,
the story started.
oh, thanks, man.
But you got a black phone instead of a green phone. That's what I took from that.
No, I got a green phone
A
instead of a
green phone
black.
instead of a black. Congratulations on your green phone.
Hello, and thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
So we reviewed the first Bird Box like 3-4 years ago. I remember that day. It was a snowstorm. We couldn't leave our house, and we watched Bird Box. And it was the one time where I wanted to leave my house. So today we're talking about the sequel. This is all my fault. Eric, how the hell you doing?
It is your fault. When we watched this first one, was it COVID? Was it winter COVID?
This was a year before COVID.
Oh God, why does it feel like it was really?
This came out the winter of 19.
Holy
COVID
cow.
didn't.
This
Yeah,
came out 2018. Yeah. I
18,
will be
19.
honest, I forgot about this movie.
Oh, I didn't.
Really? Is it
Sorry.
just the name alone is Sandra Bullock? I remember that she was in it, and I remember the movie, the name of it. I couldn't really tell you a lick of what happened. I remember they went down a river at one point. That's it. That's all I can tell you about the first movie. So
Ah,
going into, and I'll tell you what, um, didn't need to know a thing about it going into this one.
no, yeah. I mean, this one pretty much is a standalone. Also, Machine Gun Kelly was in that first movie as well.
Good for
And
him, and so was Sarah Paulson
yep, Sarah
and
Paulson
John
was.
Malkovich.
Yeah, I mean, there's some actors in the
There's
first
some
one.
actors.
Um, I was excited for this one because this is a sequel to. I looked it up. I think Bird Box, the first one, is either number one or number two most downloaded Netflix original movie.
I
It was one
remember
of the two.
it got some buzz, and I remember
It
that
got buzz.
when a movie does well enough to where copycats spawn from it, that means something. Because didn't Jason Momoa come out with that C series on Apple or something like that? Where and then there was another um, movie that was kind of like it, where a sense was taken away of
Well,
yours.
I kind of feel like this is that wave of horror that is horror,
Or
but is
Quiet Place, excuse me.
yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. Like this is kind of like a quiet place, right? Now they're playing with our senses. You know, a quiet place you have to be quiet, and Bird Box you can't see. Uh, but we're talking about Barcelona. I will go ahead because I'm famous for spilling the beans. But I will like to tell you that I hated this movie every step of the way. I can't wait to talk to you about this movie every step of the way. But the point of the movie where I turned and was like, oh, okay, now this movie's getting interesting, is I would probably say the last 20 minutes. I actually enjoyed the last 20 minutes. And what I mean by that, not to jump ahead so I won't go into detail, is when he blows up the car.
Okay.
Right? From like blowing up the car to the end credits, I was really interested. I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. It sucks. It took an hour and 15 to get there.
I don't find myself critiquing the I guess the elements so much, the aliens, the people living in the end of the world scenario, or how they're living, or excuse me, versus as much as I'm complaining about how they are living in the world with these aliens. It seems like this wayward traveler going from camp to camp should bring more caution, but a lot of these people are just being like, oh, okay, come on over then. Oh, I have a generator. Oh, okay, come on then. We could use you. And is that really that big of a draw? This stranger who you can't see. What bothered me is that not only that is that they bring him in, but then he just seems to have voting power in as a new person in these groups, and like a valued opinion that they should listen to. That just seems alarming. Because everyone should be obeying these rules. Everyone should be, under strict kind of lockdown and precaution against these elements of strangers in the world that they're in and versus the unknown aliens. Are they aliens?
That's a question that I want to ask you. Now, this movie, more than the first one, is trying to make it biblical and saying that these are angels. This is the end times, right? This is the
They
apocalypse.
just arrived one day, right?
They just arrived one day, and then people, because we don't know what these things look like, we don't know the intention of these things, meaning that we don't know really what to do, right? The whole point is that to kind of keep everybody up to speed, we're just going to say alien probably, but aliens, invisible aliens come to Earth. And if you see these invisible aliens, if that makes sense, if you look up and they appear themselves to you, then they are so beautiful. That's what the characters are telling us. They're so beautiful that it causes you to commit suicide, a la The Happening. That's what it kind of feels like. The
Yeah,
wind blows and then they just kill themselves.
and it is an unusual way to make an enemy, make a bad guy or this
Right.
threat. But I like that it's unknown. I think that's the biggest draw, right? That
Yeah,
it's
but also
mysterious and there is no answer to it.
also the name too is kind of stupid of Bird Box. I mean, there was a point to the first movie, but I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
this
what were the
this
birds again when they would freak out? Oh, that's what it was, right? You put the
mm.
blindfold on and have a bird with you, and when a bird would freak out is when you would know it was danger.
Right, where in this movie
Something
they
like
don't
that.
have birds, they just have leaves and wind blow, which made me think of The Happening. I'll tell you another thing that I hate about this movie. Let's just go right into it. I hate that we follow the bad guy all the way through. This guy's a bad guy. Let's talk about this. So,
Let's talk about this.
right. So the movie opens up with this guy in a gym, and he's giving his daughter skates, and they skate, and they're having fun. And then they hear noises, and he runs away with her. He gets knocked out by people that are blind. That's great. That didn't happen in the first movie. Like, what about blind people? So, okay, cool. I like that idea. So blind people kidnap him. It's like, why was his daughter? Like, didn't even acknowledge his daughter. Poorly directed too, because the daughter was with him. He gets knocked out. His daughter's cowering in a corner. The robbers, if you will, don't even acknowledge he has a daughter. And then he literally goes outside and he meets a group of people. And they're like, "Are you alone?" And he's like, "Yeah." We have no idea as an audience that the daughter's not there. We get introduced that the daughter's there, but she's not. So therefore, the filmmakers lied to us.
I questioned it out loud even.
Right. It was like,
Where's
where's
the
the
daughter?
mother? Where's the daughter? It's
Yeah.
a circle. It's a circle. So right there pissed me off. And then we get I'm shorting this one, but we get to this camp where they look like they have a good setup. It's like this warehouse with all these buses, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I have a generator. I used to be a scientist or whatever." Cut to, he gets on a bus where everybody's sleeping. We don't understand what's going on yet. Runs the bus out. For the whole purpose is that what the movie calls is that he is a seer, meaning that he has seen the creatures, but he's not killed himself. The point is since he's seen them, his job is to go and kill everybody else that he can for them.
Yes.
And then what they completely mess with your mind because he believes that he sees their soul rising up to heaven after he exposes them.
Yes.
And his dead daughter, I'm not going to say ghost, illusion, is egging him on.
Correct. Yes.
I hate that. Like, why does this have to be the main character? Well, I mean, why can't this be the enemy?
Sure. No, I'm with you 100%. To be fair for this story, I really dig this element in it. But I agree with you, Jordan. I don't like how they told us it. I think they could have told us this in a different way, but I think it's a pretty cool way to have these seers, to have this hidden enemy now become so aware to recruit now people from us and make them believe that what they're doing is a good thing. Make these people come out and look at us. And they've weaponized them. I think that's fantastic. I like that. I do, again, to repeat, agree that having it where we follow this guy, it it's it's like following the stormtrooper in the beginning. This guy,
Nice.
but like this guy's no Finn though. So he's just kind of or maybe this guy actually maybe have a better story than Finn, to be
Oof.
honest.
Oh, that's bad.
He actually
No,
has a
I,
he actually has a full arc ending here. So and Disney
yes.
just farted that Finn story away. So hashtag save John Boyega.
um, I think that I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit. How about if I'm okay with this story, just don't tell it in out of order that they did.
Yeah,
Then maybe we would have felt more, because as we go into the story, we find out that this dude is a husband, he is a father, and his during the initial invasion, his wife gets completely wrecked by a car, and his whole existence is to save his daughter, right? And then he saves his daughter, and they're in their apartment, and it's her birthday, and they blow out candles, and then the seers, or like the head seer, like the priest seer, if you will,
yeah.
finds them, kidnaps them, and makes the daughter see she jumps off the balcony and kills herself. He becomes a seer. So why not start the movie that way? Start the movie with the invasion again. Let's get the audience reintroduced to the world of Bird Box. See his progression from family man to rock bottom to rising up again, instead of this out of order nonsense.
Well, I will go along with you. I would say that I would like to have the movie start introducing what a seer is.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
have like this
Let's
this
do that.
traveler
Yeah.
being wandering off of the streets, getting picked up. Oh, I have a generator. I'm a doctor. Something that's gonna recruit or get him picked up, and he gets brought in. He goes there, stays overnight, and as the night happens, he wakes up and is able to set the sabotage. And then the next morning, everyone gets up or everyone in groups for like a breakfast, and then he's able to like tear a window open or do something and invite the creatures in and do what he needs to do as a seer to make everyone see. But then make him like expendable at the same part too. Maybe you can kill him off in the next camp, and that's how we're introduced to maybe the new main characters. Is that when the seer goes into the next camp to try it again, those guys with like the dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and Claire with the little girl,
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, like have this person come in there and then have the guys with the dogs be like, nope, we smell this BS real quick. Have the dogs just freak out at this guy
Mm-hmm.
because the dogs can sense it, and they just either leave him or something happens where he was injured and they leave him and they already finishes off and he's died, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how we're introduced to them, or have them knowingly identify him as a seer. How about that?
Right.
And be like, nope,
There.
he's a seer, I could tell you. And then they cap him or something like that, and then they go continue on, and that's how we focus on. We focus on Sophia and Claire now, and them trying to not only defend themselves against the creatures, but now seers.
Well, and if you notice too that the priest seer is the only one that had the eye tattoo or the brand on his hand, and every time, not every time too. That's another contradiction with this too, is that sometimes they put the black eye ash on the victims' foreheads, and other times they don't. What's that all about?
Yeah,
Also, I have a problem too. Is if these aliens are invisible and they know all, like they just seem to be everywhere, right? Everywhere, all at once.
sure.
Um, wouldn't they know that main dude is kind of like not following their plan and they should kill him because he's running around without goggles on? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you would think that these things seem to be everywhere. everywhere is these things. So they
See,
can sense, right? So why don't they just go like, this dude's not following the plan, you know?
well, there's the other
Kill him.
thing too, is and it sounds like we're gonna get an answer, Jordan, whether we want to or not, we want it or not. But what are these things? How do they travel? Can they phase shift? Do they teleport? Do they just walk? Because it seems like they were challenged by stairs and steps in this movie. They're not floating or flying. They're taking the they're taking it one floor at a time.
Yeah, that's a good point too. My wife was laughing at the end when they were in the transport thing. She was like, "The thing takes stairs?" And
I
why are we seeing the point of view of it?
I that's what is just like beyond me, because it's just like, did they at the end it's revealed that they captured one, to spoil and jump to the end here, but we'll talk about it a little bit more. But it just, what is that? How did they put like a carrot on, in a stick in a box, kind of,
Okay. Yeah,
and just
maybe.
had it just like, oh, well, come on over here, and then they pulled the stick out, and the box catches them. Like, oh, we got it. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, how, what? What are these things? How, is there a range to their effect? Do they just chill at the top? Can you just go on top of a water tower as one of these things, and just you being there, anyone looking up at the water tower is going to be like freaking out and kill themselves? Or do they have to be close enough? Or they, yeah,
We'll find
I
out.
guess we'll find out.
Well, if you're going to make the focal point of this movie all about the Seers, I mean, they did that a little bit in the first movie. So the big reveal in the first movie was when Sandra Bullock was going down the river and she was hearing people scream, right? Or like a man scream. That was actually a person being controlled by the things. So you would go and help them, and then once you got too close, they would unblindfold you and make you see the thing. But the big thing at the end of the movie was one of the dudes, I think it was John Malkovich maybe, or an unknown character, became a seer at the end and made
Hmm.
everybody see, kind of thing. So if you're going to play with something very small and make it big, then you got to do something big with it. I agree with you. Introduce the seers, figure this out. Why is this little girl torturing him? Is the aliens pretending to be the little girl? Probably. Or the aliens manipulating that this is light traveling up into heaven, what have you. Also, I didn't know this was a Spanish film.
Multi-language, right?
Did you did
Yeah.
you did you dub it like I did, or was it did you subtitle it?
No, I watched Bird Box Barcelona as it's supposed to meant to be watched.
So dubbed?
No, not dubbed. I watched it with the captions. I watched it.
Yeah, see, I watched it dubbed.
No, I enjoy a subtitled movie. I think reading along with it has you invest more into it. Also, that you pick up a lot more.
All right, valid.
If you were to watch
Uh,
it captioned in even in English, sometimes you pick up a lot, like background stuff that you wouldn't normally hear.
sure. So we get the middle of the movie where he meets his new group, and we have this little girl, the little girl Sophia, right? And we have the Ripley character, if you will, and we have the old couple that's clearly going to die, and we have the jerks that are going to die, right? I mean, we got our stereotypes ready to go.
Mm.
And the scene where you're supposed to be excited and you're supposed to be scared is when they're traveling down the road and the things attack and they are going into people's minds and speaking in loved ones, right, to make them take off the blindfolds. This is supposed to make you feel something, and I was yawning, to be honest with you. I didn't find it to be thrilling. I think this was supposed to be like the big scary scene, or maybe I'm wrong, but this middle chunk is really boring.
Hmm.
I guess is the best way to say it. I said in the beginning of the episode that I really got interested when the car got blown up, but where I start to perk up was when the Sears attack and he gets into that fight with the woman on the scaffolding. That was
Yeah.
that was good. That was good. Um, do you think it was too hardcore to show the death of the daughter with the Sears, and because that's pretty messed up, or is that okay? I mean, like, what do you think? Do you think that needed to be shown? or did you think that you got it without
Oh
needing to
yeah,
see it?
I think that was necessary for the character. We don't see anything; you just see the character fly off
Right.
the ledge, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not like Good Son, where you get to see the after effect of that. But
Nice.
it's necessary for the character because he's so traumatized by it that the beings, the angels, give him his daughter back, and he's obviously so in shock or grief stricken that he just follows that. He's just the daughter. He's like, oh, well, that's, yeah, of course, she didn't die. You're right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he just believes that everything is going to be pure. One thing another thing I should say, not one thing, about this movie that I did enjoy is them slowly building piece by piece kind of the theory of the effects of it has on them. The pastor, Octavio, had theorized a lot, I guess, about what these beings are, these angel things. And I think he had said, was it him, right, that said that these things show you like your greatest beliefs or your hardest fears or your greatest griefs, just these extremes. If you are
Mm-hmm.
a true believer in something, like passionate belief in something, it will show you that what you believe in. If you have a deep-seated fear in something, it will show you that fear, and you believe it. You become that. That's why some, I believe, the seers are the ones who are enlightened by these people instead of it the opposite effect where the other people are so scared or grief stricken or shame ridden about them whatever is happening that they kill themselves. These people see these beings and they're enlightened. They think, oh my goodness, this is, you know, the religious being that I was praying to, or this is my deceased family member who's guiding me along. And they have a belief that can be strung with them. So that's something there, but I
Well, I
don't
don't
know
know
what it's still going to come
because,
with.
well, I mean, we see these people kill themselves, and then a single person that kills themselves scream. They don't seem like they're in pain. They seem like they're so enthralled in a trance. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
only their
yes,
eyes, obviously.
their eyes are like all glossed over, whatever. So if it's something that they fear, you would think that they would go out screaming. You know what I mean?
Well, some of them are
So
just paralyzed in fear, right? Some of them freak out about it. Some of them hear a voice of a loved one that maybe is traumatizing to them,
okay.
right? And then there are others who see the light, who see their deceased daughter, who says, "Hey, it's gonna be okay as long as you go kill those people."
So we see him, the main dude throughout the movie, being by himself, doing his own routine to make people see. Why is he not a part of the group? Because anytime that we see any other seers, there's a group. What makes him so special? Is there other people like him that are individually traveling, making people see? And if there is, why is there a group?
I think
You
it's
would think,
it's a different kind of series, just like I said. Like the groups have a different purpose. Their vision is a vision of a higher power, right? Of maybe something religious, whereas this guy's acting alone because it's his daughter. He's following his daughter.
yeah, but it's also an act of religion too, because he has the illusion that once they die, the light, the soul goes up to heaven, which that doesn't happen in the reality of the movie. So
Oh, sure,
why?
and I agree that that might be a bit more of the stretch where he feels that everything that he's doing at his daughter's request is justified because these people are going to a better place. This place that they're in right now on Earth is hell, and they're his daughter, who's in the better place. She was one of those orbs, those golden balls that went from the body up into the heavens, right? At
Hmm.
least so he thinks, that they are going to a better place because, of course, his daughter is going to be there. He will be there eventually. He needs to get as many people there before, though. That's what he's been sent here for.
So many, Erica, she's because his daughter kept on saying, "Just kill these last two, and then we're together."
He's a
Like,
crusader. He's doing a good thing.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. That scene of his daughter
Telling you,
jumping
one of the
off the ledge.
worst. One of the best bad guys are the ones who think that they're doing it for the right reason. They're just in their cause. No, I'm not doing a bad thing. I'm
Yeah,
doing the
but you
good
gotta
thing.
have. Yeah, but you gotta have charisma. And this guy's dry as hell.
Well, we're also not Spanish, so we don't know maybe what that flavor is like there.
I'm just saying. You
His
get the
hair was
old people.
immaculate, Jordan. So I don't know what you're
Oh,
hating on.
reminded me of Bruno, but we don't talk about Bruno.
Wonderful.
You like that?
I loved it.
You like that?
I
I'm
think
glad you did.
we're gonna clip that and we're gonna send it to your boss and we're gonna talk about that raise
Let's
in
do it.
Hawaii. He's gonna
I'm
cancel
so
his trip in Hawaii and go,
I'm, s-
holy shit, I need to come back home right now.
I'm so sorry that I missed this meeting, but here's a good pun for you. Um, is it just me, or is like when I saw the old couple, I was like, okay, well they're dead. And we get the big scene where everybody gets killed, besides the last characters, right? The main characters. And we see the old couple, he's injured or whatever.
What
They're
are
on the
y'all sleeping
ground.
on the same bus for? Sorry to interrupt you.
It's all right. And she says, before we die, I want to see you one last time. They take off each other's blindfolds and then they shut their eyes, kiss, but we don't see a death in the movie, guys. World, no body, no death. I wanted them to be ripped apart. That's what I'm trying to get at. I wish because these characters are just so like Friday the 13th, like so Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Like these characters are just made to be stereotypes and made to be killed, right? So like if you watch a Friday the 13th movie and you see like the jock, well, you want to see him get it because he's a jock, he's mean, right? So you're excited to see how he's going to get it. That was me with these old people. I was like, all right, boomers, come on, let's see what's going on, and we don't get anything, and I'm mad about that. We should have seen them ripped apart. It's ripped apart.
These are suicides. So unless there was like a lawnmower or something nearby, or I don't know what you
Just
want,
saying something. I don't know. Maybe they
a
eat
wood
each other.
chipper a la Fargo,
Yeah,
just
there you
kind
go.
of hanging out there. But what was that one guy, Rafa, who died in the taxi car? Holy cow, man! He bashed his head in the window and then sunk down into the broken part of his neck. You know,
Yeah, yeah, that was it. And then the dogs come up later. Also, why do they blindfold the dogs? Because we see that the dogs' eyes get glossed over, but the dogs don't kill themselves. So, are there dog seers now?
who's to know if they even knew? Like, I'm sure that maybe it's
Right.
for the eyes over the dog just because they thought. But again, I don't know. You'd think that maybe the experiment by putting a dog out on a chain. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they put a dog out in a chain and it came back and it killed itself because I don't know.
I'm
Let's answer that question in the third movie, Bird Box 3.
Oh God. I'm kind of seeing where the show is going, and I think you and I agree that the middle part is definitely the clunkiest. Like the middle part, it has a lot of problems.
Yeah,
They start
how
to
long was
introduce
this movie?
hour and 50.
Mm. It definitely felt longer than that.
It did because I mean I thought the beginning was interesting. I didn't like it. I thought it was interesting, and like I said, I liked the end. Generally liked the end. But this middle section they just introduce all these things. It doesn't make sense. Like again, I brought up earlier in the show, but if you were these like these angels, if you will, and you clearly could see that one of your recruits is not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's saving people, you would think they'd be like, all right, we're gonna get him now. You know what I mean? Like why allow him to continue running free?
Yeah, you're right.
It just makes no sense to me.
Do you think that might be also be explained that there's a certain level because at the end of the movie, which was a pretty big stretch by the way. So you have Claire and Sophia making a kind of a Hail Mary run towards a gondola, kind of a
Is that what they call those things? It's like a ski lift, but it's enclosed.
yeah, like a sky lift.
Sky lift. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
And the world of tomorrow.
and they have to get up there and then have it move over to the castle, king of the castle, on top of the hill over there, on the chance that Sophia's mom might be there. Her German mother is in Barcelona. Barcelona? Am I saying it?
Well, they were in Barcelona. Her and her mom were in Barcelona. She said that she was there. She was a tourist.
Yep. And so now she's just there in the castle, chilling,
I don't think
planting gardens.
I don't think at that point in time Sophia was thinking about her mom. I think they were just trying to get to some place that they think that was good. It's the top of a mountain. You're going to tell me that these things don't climb up mountains? Okay, whatever. Right?
I guess not, because again, like they had to climb those steps to get up the gondola, and that's what the defeat is. They climb up all those steps, and then they go, "Ah, you humans, you did it again.
You sneaky humans.
You beat us.
The first time disease and water hurt us, but this time
How do we get over there? How can we get over there?"
We conquered space travel, but not stairs. So yeah, this is my part, right? So I'm starting to get perked up a little bit, and then we get this kind of like a car chase, if you will. And the main dude, perfectly Fast and Furious Paul Walker, spins this car perfectly where it needs to be, where the gate is, right? Just perfect. And he's going to set it on fire, and then he tells what's the main girl, Claire and Sophia, go run up the stairs blindfolded. Don't worry about it, all right? And he gets into a scuffle with the main priest dude. Very anticlimactic. Like I don't like that the priest gets stabbed, so then the hero gets shish kebabbed. I think that's kind of stupid. And then another thing where I did enjoy the end, but where I groaned is that Claire was holding Sophia on the very top, and she was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have 4 seconds to jump 4 feet in midair to land perfectly inside this lift. I was so mad. You rolled your eyes with me on that one,
dude.
That pissed me off.
And again, like the camera chase scene where it's like the Jaws scene, where it's gonna come up and almost get her right before she jumps, and it's
Right.
that's what defeats. That's what the block is right there. These things that wiped out cities and towns and villages. But how does it? I'm done asking. I've asked him so many times, because here's the thing: is that like I was fine not knowing what these things are or looked like. I'm happy knowing that it's just this mysterious force that completely just wipes out, decimates the blankets, right? Anything that it kind of goes over. I had assumed from the first movie that it was this thing that was in the air. It was just kind of like a wave, right? That just was able to kind of go over an area. And if you happened to be outside and you caught a whiff of the wind, you would just look up and there it was in the air. And that's it, you're done. And it seemed like its range was endless, and you were hopeless to go out there without a blindfold. But in this movie, it's just like I have so many damn questions. I'm almost to a point where I think I want to see these things now. I want my questions answered. You've put into play in this movie many questions that I never thought to ask because I didn't care about them. And now that you ask them, now I want an answer. Now I want to see this thing climb a step. I want to see this thing go up. That's what I want to see. Does it wear clothes?
You want to see the Blair Witch, and we know what happened the last time.
What the hell is this thing? Are these things? Is it like? Does it choose to? Is it injecting something? Is it like a chemical? Is it like splashing them with water? and some people who are already exposed, like Sebastian here, once you already kind of have it on you, you can't get more on you. So you have the pass already, and you could just kind of going around seeing the light, but you don't kill yourself because you're already been tagged, I guess. I don't want answers to these questions originally
No.
because I wasn't asking them, but now they're out in the open, and now you're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah, now you're going to.
Did I just get my bag there, or
You did, but the last bit that I really kind of liked was they kind of did in the first movie too, where in the courtyard of the castle, these people got smart and put this tarp over everything, but it was still had some light to make some sort of a greenhouse. Okay, I like that
on
idea.
board? That was cool.
I like that idea. Up until the point where they're like, "We caught one. Let's bring rats out." I'm like, ah.
Yeah, and they're working on a serum to endure being around there, right? To
Right.
being able to
Yeah.
look at it before you turn.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh God. I mean, like, I like that idea. That's exactly how the first one ended. It's this colony that somehow just knew on how to do things, and it seemed like a very good colony. Here's an idea: just live underground. I don't know, but
But like,
my
okay, so there, I have more questions now because you've captured one. So they have this in this box, right? That's just in this, just no cameras or anything, I'm sure.
right, the Stranger Things vault. That's what it kind of reminds me
Exactly.
of.
So, like, is there how far does that limitation go? Can I go? Can you take a picture? Can you take a Polaroid of it? And when it comes back out, can you? Because just looking at the Polaroid, does that work?
I don't know. Don't they have to open up the little hatch too? So one of the things just come out of the little hatch because it wiggles like a
That's
ghost.
probably like an airlock, right? Yeah,
You see,
exactly. So this thing exactly is a fourth dimensional quantum being
there you
that
go.
can't pass through doors.
I just, it's
It's gonna
when you
knock before it comes in.
what you needed to do to make a strong sequel was go off of what you thought that was cool in the first movie, which clearly the filmmakers thought, because you start with the character of the Seers. So make this movie the Seers, right? That should be your villains, right? And going this route, now you're just making us scratch our heads because you're like, wait a minute, are these many things or these little things? If I was Shyamalan, I'd be suing. I'm just saying.
Well, because here's the other thing too is that now you've introduced certain limits to this movie, as I've seen Sebastian when the Barcelona. I'm gonna keep on saying it like that. Was first exposed to this area, and you saw the city in chaos, right? Some
Right.
people, like Sebastian, were able to run around for a bit and not be able to look at these creatures and is able to get somewhere without killing himself.
Right.
So, with that being said, and then it happens in this movie too, there are some people who, when they take off their blindfolds or whatever they're wearing, they don't instantly turn. There's a moment where their eyes need to find this thing and then turn. So I asked then, are these things everywhere all at once? Can a person who's maybe in like a rural area in the country of, Hickville, Woods area, 123 road, can I just walk outside and look at the ground and be able to kind of get to my shed and back, no problem? If I'm not looking, if I'm shielded by some trees,
Mm-hmm.
or there's not a whole lot going around, there's not a whole lot of city or a whole lot of people, can I just step out the door? Can I wear like those black goggles that he has? Maybe
Those were
just
cool.
put two like little dots, like right in the middle, and then just be able to, and then just put your head straight down, and then just walk. No
Do you
peripheral
think?
vision, just straight vision, straight tunnel vision to your feet, and you can just kind of walk your way over. Maybe do little peaks. That's another thing too. Can you do peaks? Can you just do?
I don't know if you could do peaks.
Let's see how I'm doing right now. See my eyes are
Yeah.
closed, and all of a sudden I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go up, up. There. That took like a second,
That was,
right?
that was
Half.
quick. That was quick.
See how I'm just
Wow.
up close, right there.
Yeah. You just get a good idea, right? That you know what? To go off of movie guy's logic, that's probably why we didn't see the old people die because they didn't die because they closed eyes kiss. If you just close your eyes, you're fine. Why do you have a blindfold?
I feel like I've spent half the show asking questions about this damn movie.
Well, we hope nobody has questions about our popcorn ratings. I will go first. I went into this show today thinking I was going to give it a small because I did enjoy the ending a little bit. But after having this conversation with you, this movie's not a small bag. I'm never going to see this movie again. This movie's terrible. I thought that this movie was okay. I really thought it was okay. I think the first one's better. I don't think we reviewed worse, right? We've already known my statement on that. But again, if I was Shyamalan, I would be suing. I mean, this is straight up theft from The Happening. I mean, because the wind blows, people kill themselves. That's exactly what happens in this movie. To a freaking T, that's what happens. So, yeah, I mean, been there, done that, right? I seen this in 2008 with Happening. So, bored, crossed my arms every step of the way. Not the worst we've seen, but I don't want to come back to this. So this clearly is. I can see this is a no bag. Eric, what is your popcorn rating
Wow.
for Box Barcelona?
It's going
You
to
like
be
that?
hard to follow that one, Jordan.
You like that? That was good.
I agree. Really, here's the thing is that the parts of this movie, the story that's told, and what was presented to me, it's there. Like it has the makings to really push this story along and be a good movie. I really just don't like the way that this was told. I think that's my biggest gripe. I feel I don't know some type of way telling it, but I really do like it's not the actor's fault. I think everyone did in this movie involved did a good job with what they were supposed to do. I really just think it was the storytelling, like just the way that the order that it was put in, the way that Sebastian had these flashbacks that were trying to make him relatable. So that when he dies, we're supposed to maybe feel something. I didn't care at all that he died. Uh,
No.
it was actually like kind of taking a deep side, like hurry this thing up, jeez. I again, all the things with the monsters, with the angels, whatever you want to call them. I liked that they had that explanation from the seers. I wanted that to be the focus. Like there's what I'm saying that you have an element there that you should focus a bit more. Go down that road a bit more instead of taking me on the guided path that you're already setting me on here. No, I want to go back to look at that. No, sorry, sir. We're on a set tour here. Tour's got to end at 2 o'clock. So, but I want to and it happens a lot in this movie. I didn't. I enjoyed that there was a multi kind of cultural aspect that you have different people from different nations in a big city that had to play with each other a bit more here. It's kind of silly that these people were so trusting with each other in the apocalypse, which is another issue that I have with this movie. If there's an apocalypse here, I mean, food is going to be scarce. Like people are going to be moving. You're probably there's again it's a weird thing to kind of complain about, but I think that if they had told this, maybe did they just had the story, keeping the elements there of leaving it at the end where you captured a creature, where there is a castle and there's a sanctuary there, just like in the first one where she was sailing down the river and they found a little sanctuary, right?
Right.
Uh, that's fine. That's good, but just the way that those characters, because Sebastian dies at the end and Claire and Sophia move on. Those two should have been the main characters. You should have had Claire have more of a front role in this one and pay the main character, or maybe have someone that they are with in their camp have more of a central role. Have Roberto, the older guy, have him play a bigger role. So that way, when he does die eventually towards the end, you feel it a bit more. So things like that. I don't know. Small, I guess.
No, come on. You said you were going to give this a no. You're making me look like the jerk
Did
here.
you give it a no bag?
I gave it I just said that 3 minutes ago.
You gave it a no bag kernels?
You're never going to watch it. No kernels. This is not Halloween Ends. You're never going to watch this again. You don't like this movie.
Kitty litter in a bag, Jordan? Is that what you're giving this?
I give it a no bag.
I give this a bird in a bag. How about that?
Are you good? Okay, so I
you could
never
watch this movie with the blindfold on. It might be better. How about that?
That's a good one. I never question your popcorn ratings. We never do that. But I kind of feel like the gloves have to be off here. You said this was going to be a no bag for you earlier.
Yeah,
So
okay. So this was a chore movie to watch. It did feel very long, and it really did feel like a lot of the plot or the points that they were going into were forced. It felt like the writers were just like, all right, well, how are we going to get him to the next part? Oh, we'll have him say something like, I don't know, that her mom's over here and we got to go over. It's like, well, geez, just, there should be more motive for them to move rather than a stranger to come in and be like, hey guys, I know that I've lied to you in the first 10 minutes that you've met me here, but realistically, you're going to have to get out of here because you're blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, wait a minute. You're going to listen to this flipping guy? It, yeah, it was.
See, it makes you angry.
It does, but here's the thing. The angry parts of this movie are the apocalypse part, this dystopian part, but there's still ignoring kind of or trying to play around this alien angel type thing that's still in the background, where in the first movie I felt like it played a lot more of a threat, whereas this one, the Seers, this movie's confusing because it doesn't know if it wants the Seers to be more of a threat or the aliens to be more of a threat. I guess it's.
Okay, how about this? I will read this from the horse's mouth.
How about
This
a
is
half a bag?
we don't do that. How about this from the horse's mouth? I'm going to give you two descriptions. This is on our website, folks. What is our ratings, right? A Small Popcorn is a film that is not really good, involving many issues. We do not think that you should check this out, but go ahead if you must. That's a small bag in our opinion. A no bag is, yep, don't see this film. Not a film that has anything good about it whatsoever. We have suffered to get through it, so you don't have to skip this movie altogether. So, with those
when the
two
hell did that
descriptions,
get on the website?
that's been on the website for like 6 years, dude.
All right. Well, in that, Jordan, sir,
Yeah.
it's a no bag.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to
No. Now that you've brought up the scale, sir, you are correct. I will have to obey the scale that's on the movie guide
That's
website.
the skip. I mean, like, we do not think this is good. We have suffered, so you don't have
I don't
to.
think that you were missing a damn thing if you missed this movie.
No, it's a no bag, man. Just don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
No, but I am going to.
How often do you think the people listening to this have watched the movie that we watched? Do you think the people are watching or listening to our shows for a reaction, like for a cathartic kind of trash session that we do sometimes, or do you think that they watch it instead of doing 2 hours, they can just listen to a half an hour of us, pretend like we know what the hell we're talking about?
I think I pissed off people because I think people, when they download this on Thursday, was thinking that they were going to get Oppenheimer. And then all of a sudden they're going to go, what, Bird Box? There's a sequel? That's what's probably going to happen. And then the guy's going to come on. He's going to be pissed.
Can you say the full title name for me, please?
What? Which one?
The one that we're reviewing right now.
Bird Box Barcelona?
Thank you.
Why?
Can you do with the TH? Barcelona.
Barcelona? I'm just saying, come on. What I just said is a great description of what's going to happen tomorrow morning when everybody wakes up and listens to this. They're going to be like, where's Oppenheimer? What's Bird Box?
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't have like a forum or a subreddit or. Oh wait, do we have one on Podbean? People do we have any comment section?
It's Twitter. That's what people do. The twit.
People still use Twitter?
I don't
we gotta
know.
make a Threads? All right.
I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm a Barbie girl and I'm in a Barbie world. Boom!
Woo! Oppenheimer next week.
Oh my God. Well, everybody, that is our review for Bird Box Barcelona. Thank you so much for listening. Download us at Movie Guys Podcast at Pompey.com or wherever you get your podcast from. We are on. Eric, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night.
Do you have some good impressions? Obviously I'm having. I'm about to be a dad.
Yeah,
so
no, I got
my wheelhouse for impressions are starting to come up.
I mean, like I can do, like the whoop boy. That's about it.
You did some goofies
Yeah.
last week.
Luke? Yeah, I can do Cowardly Lion.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. No, so last night I showed Riley one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. It was where the family goes to church and Homer stays home,
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
and he was just a warm toasty cinnamon bun, right? And Riley likes waffles, right? And Homer says, "I'm gonna make my patented moon
Oh,
waffle."
oh,
Waffle battle. No, 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 no. So how it goes is that he goes, moon waffle, caramel, waffle batter, liquid smoke, press it together, waffle runoff. And then he takes it out, and it looks like a burnt mess. And then he puts a whole stick of butter,
yeah.
wraps the waffle around the butter, puts a toothpick in it, and it eats it.
Oh,
And son of a Vondruk, if I did not find a guy on TikTok today that does those things, that makes the real thing and he eats it.
oh, there's Simpsons cuisine. There's a channel dedicated to all the kind of the odd things that they've done on The Simpsons. I mean, you have everything from pig roasts to like Crustios that I think
Nice.
that they've tried to do on there. But of course, there's a lot of other kind of weird stuff that's on. I don't know if anyone's going to try to make tobacco.
I want to try all the Duff beers. Is it ridiculous that we live in this day and age where we have not had an actual real Duff beer? Now I've seen online that they've made Duff beer energy drinks, but to actually make like Duff beer, I'm surprised.
I had thought that maybe this was one of those internet rumors that I had heard as well too, because I was a pretty big Simpsons fan, in the tweens, yeah. I guess it's still people still enjoy it. Anyway, where the Simpsons marketing train died off when Homer became the main star, that everything before that used to be very, very marketable. The whole family was a something that they could sell on shirts, on fanny packs, on backpacks, on on everything, figures. Excuse me. Chess, Simpsons chess was a popular thing, or the board
Jeopardy.
games. Yeah, Simpsons Jeopardy. Everything kind of was Simpsons as a family. But then there came a point in like the late 90s. Someone did with a lot of free time, did this YouTube documentary where they talked about how there was that turn when the focus stopped being so much about Bart, cow, or don't have a cow man, and eat my shorts.
Do the Bart
And
man.
yeah, and it started to go towards Homer. Homer was the person that was saving the show because he started to become more plot centric around him. A lot more lessons could have been learned around Homer. He was more of the comic relief on this because he was the adult. When consequences happened to him, it wasn't as bad for the audience to take because it's not a kid. You don't feel as bad when a kid, falls down and gets hurt as you would maybe a idiot man.
Sure.
Or a buffoon. And when that happened, it turned into more of like a sitcom and became less marketable. So you stop seeing less of the shelf life of the Simpsons. Of course, it's still on there. There's still memorabilia, but the majority of the stuff of memorabilia that you will find, at least in the larger quantity of Simpson stuff, is majority from the 90s.
So I should have, back in my days when I was brewing beer, I should have made a Duff beer.
A lot of it was, remember what I was trying to get with this? They tried to gimmick like a lot of the sodas. Remember like the cereals, and like candy bars and like soda pops that they tried to make all like Simpsons. Like everything was marketing like that. I remember they had Mario pop, and like there was Mario, Princess, Luigi. Everything was marketing in colors and flavors back then. It was a color if you could put a character on it.
I remember when the Simpsons, or mostly Bart, was the main sponsor for Butterfinger, man.
He was the main sponsor for Boblo Island over here in Detroit when it was a amusement park.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It was a little amusement park, a little place that had like a carnival that could just find a spot 24 hours.
Gotcha.
Or all year, rather. I mean, not 24 hours.